We are in Derech Eretz Zuta Perek Tes Ches in the Derech Chaim edition. Heavy oiv es chasidim kadesh tina tzelmi malachat lishcheres. Interesting language. Love pious people in order to be saved from the malach which blackens. Choretz usually means dark haired. Let's see what it means. The Derech Chaim says it means here. Heavy milas lishcheres yeshlo ras hachipus v'chakira. So what he wants to say means that it has an indication of seeking and inquiring. Ein lo shachar, like which ein lo shachar has no basis. Yesh lo ras avoda lamelech also has the meaning of something serving the king, the sar or the official. Dabek l'shachavor, cling to the ruler. Yesh lo ras meinurim, and also has indication of youth. Ben tishchora, somebody who has dark hair. Ben Yishchayel Rabbi Kiva. It's a quote. If he does some portion, chutz mi Rashi's out. Not true. Rashi says, "B'nei be'emes b'chas mishlosha ela sheishlot eitzar b'adam lo echad shemet." There are three ways. These three ways in which Yitzhara pursues a person. Echad shemet mefatel l'dov achet avas menurim. One is that it tries to persuade him to pursue the desires of the youth. Hashem Jatel Akorba Joshua Darchetar Mitzvah. The second is it seduces him to inquire and revisit pathways of Torah Mitzvah. If they can be twisted in the way they go by the basis of intellect and human wisdom. Gimel Shemonoma Maasiyas Mitzvos is Baruch curtails a person doing mitzvahs. Brahman is saying she'ain kvod shemelech Ramani Sakam Ho Kiviyachol. It's not the honor of a great king, so to speak, like Kosh Baruch Hu. L'shacher avodasam yishfalin kamonu, to seek to be served by low people like us. And the Torah says Yetzer b'shem malachat tishchores. So then Yetzer is called the malach tishchores. L'shoni meinurim refers to youth. U'b'chakiros hamuskalos and intellectual inquiry, which leads a person astray. And service of the king of honor. Therefore, love the chassidim, the pious people. Those who reject the pursuit of desires. Do mitzvah without double guessing it. And they believe that Kosh Baruch Hu, because he does chesed, wants he desires avodas hashvalim, the avoda of low people like ourselves. Not some say malach dishchos. Let's say we study from the dark malach. I guess we would translate according to him. Okay, this is a very cryptic statement, and I'm not sure that the way he explains it is that satisfying. Obviously, he's doing a shotgun approach by giving 3 different explanations, but I wish we had some more clarity here. Let's see what he says here in the Orchos Chaim. Yeshaya, Lo Atoyevosh Yaakov, B'Rotzol Yoladam Aseh Dai B'Kirbo, Yakdushu Shmi B'Kdushu Koshakov Esokei Yisol Yaritzu. So Mevayer Lono teaches us she'ein lo Yaakov levosh mi'malach dishchores b'shlosh elu. Yaakov should not be embarrassed of the dark malach. And we use these things. Ki ladov, his children be meinurim in their youth. Lo yirfu achar type, not going to pursue desire. Rakdiush shmita, going to sanctify my name. L'chkura mitzvah sheyem muskalim matzos v'seichel gever. They're not going to double guess the mitzvah that. Take devious counsel and human intellect. Rakdishus Kadosh Yisrael Yaakov, to sanctify the Holy One of Yaakov. Shidush Kadosh Yaakov. They know the Holy One of Yaakov. Kadosh Muvdal Baskaloso. It's holy and removed, and it's in its logic. Misechel Adam from logic people. Shema Kach Adam Lasigo. You can't attain that level of logic. Okay, Loim Numin Avodah Melch Avod. They're not going to curtail the service of the king of honor. Kedim Hashem B'Lesim Hashpela Yaritzos. Okay, so in other words, with their avoda, they adore the God of Israel. When you do the will of God, you add power and strength on high. that didn't help me very much. So again, having ohevas hachasidim condition itself, imach hatish chores. You should be love the pious people in order to be saved from the dark malach. In any event, the dark malach clearly would indicate the Yetzer Hara, and it indicates that whatever the Yetzer Hara is intent on getting to you to do, loving Hasidim is the antidote of the Yetzer Hara, because you're mu'urav with people who are going to protect you, inspire you against the Yetzer Hara. Test, have a zor b'kriyas Shema. Be careful about Shema, b'tfilah, k'desh netzah b'dina shel Gehenim, to be saved from the judgment of Gehenim. Have a zor, k'nei shel adam liyibtzu oshim yichelik yuni. All persons' matters are either part of the analytical aspect or abstract, thoughtful aspect, or they are practical. Shema is the good of the abstract aspect of a person's activities, and munas achdus, the belief in unity, and commemorating his wonders. Which indicates how to be good in practice. Says that the people who are in bad practice should have no hope. Kela, etc. When you're careful of these two things, Shema and Tefillah, you'll be conduct yourself according to your concern. You'll be saved from the judge of Gehenim because you'll be whole in all your matters. Today it's not satisfying me so much in Derech Chaim. Kol the Shleimus Avodah also includes that the perfection of Avodah Be'akiro Muso and recognizing the loftiness and greatness of Hashem, Shiflus Erko, and the lowness of your own value. All your needs you have to request about Kosh Baruch Hu, which is accepting the yoke of heaven. Mitzad Muso, in terms of God's loftiness, and Tefillah Shiflas Bakoshat Tzrachim. Tefillah is humbling oneself to request one's needs. So Shema is elevating oneself to Kabbalah Shalom, and Tefillah is lowering oneself. I don't think that you have to go so far. Instead of going to Jewish, having Zohar Kriyashma, Tefillah remind you that you are subservient to Kosh Baruch Hu and that you want to relate to Kosh Baruch Hu, and therefore you'll be escaped from the Dina Shel Gehenim. Okay, Yud, he basically Pasuk L'Revacha, your house should be open broadly. Obviously, the counterintuitive aspect is important here. That if your house is open broadly to guests, then you won't be lacking for your own mazonos. See how he says it here. The active is a person, everything he does, both for negative or for positive, to do bad or to do good. The activities themselves, they are the reward and punishment in the world on high. So in other words, so your house is open expansively. You give every person their needs expansively, without casting an eye, a negative eye at them. With that, your own sustenance will not be lacking. That your expansives will come to you in terms of your food. Won't be with shortfalls, only expansively. So again, based on explaining like this, which is the name of Reb Tzadok, that mitamid yosim kulam is because in order for the Rebbe to give the different talmidim, he has to have the tzinoros of hashpah to be melamed. These talmidim come through him, and those tzinoros of hashpah very often include shefa, which the Rebbe himself would not have been zoicha to unless he had a talmid which needed that specific type of shefa. And they say yushba shefa rav to the Rebbe, so that he is going to have more shefa, more than he would have gotten otherwise, because he has so many talmidim with whom he has to deal, for whom he is the source of shefa. So here I would say that this is the pshat here. If you are the source of shefa in parnasa and in sustaining other people, then you have to give in more shefa as well in order to be able to sustain them. So it means If your house is open expansively to many people, you'll never be like your own food because their sustenance comes through you. And it rubs off along the way. Rav, heavy zoyer, but don't say beisecha. Be careful about the doors of your house. Shlo yulun olos, should not be locked with shashata meisbachila when you're reclining to eat, which is your to drink. Neshavino is choli daniels. This is the flip side of what we just learned. This brings you to poverty. Rav, heavy chuli shleimusa adam, lamin asher parasasim uzumenes lameis Hashem. The person believes this parasa is destined to from Hashem. Pizza cocaine ten Hashem, and based on his needs, Hashem will give him. Therefore, should not close the house of the door of his house. Based on when he eats, be afraid lest the honey comes to eat with him. Then he's going to be lacking on his own. God will not doesn't lack anything to give him what suffices for him. Even when you give to the poor person his food. So if you close the doors of your house, you show the person only gets what he himself acquires through his strength and the capacity of his own handiwork, which is the lack of bitachon. Just cause you poverty. Because a person cannot accomplish his sustenance without a Kosh Baruch Hu's being mashpia it. Your base, this is kind of out of left field. Be careful, wife should not be barren. I'm not sure how that's up to you. That's what he says in your base. Perhaps it means, like it says, if you keep the statutes, there won't be barren men and women among you. Also, that's in Parsh Eiket. Parsh Mishpatim it says, we serve God. It's not going to be a woman who suffers miscarriages or is barren in your land. So by keeping the Torah, one's wife is not barren. So be careful not to violate the Torahs, and that way your wife will not be barren. Of course, it's no guarantee. Possibly based on the Chazal say in the pasuk that a barren shepherd does not give birth. Zedar Mabul. First of Mabul Chemem Lokeach Shtei Nashim. Each one will take two wives. Achas Reveal 1 for being fruitful and multiplying. Achas Tashmish, and one was for relations. So I saw Zusha Sapir Reveal Shevetz Kiliyam Mana B'Chayev. Rashi example, one of it is for being fruitful and multiply. She's like a widow. There's no affection lost on her. She's for breeding, so to speak. Tashmish, the other one, the one who was set aside for purposes of lust, she was always well made up. And Mashka Satkoshali Korin, we used to give her a cup of some sort of birth control, so she shouldn't give birth. Shouldn't give your wife this medical concoction which makes her barren. Okay? Again, this is not my not my day. You give a sameach be served by malecha. Rejoice in the travails that you for you. Because they save you from having to suffer again and to suffer here, then to suffer there. And we says brachos kavachomer mishein bayin shevet yotzei bayim lecherus. Of the suffering of loss of a tooth, the loss of an eye causes a slave to go free. So to our suffering kavachomer, it's going to cause go free from the din of Gehenna. Yudav heavy some probably it's a typo. You have heavy sameach. Should be happy when people who are hungry get pleasure from your table. You should have extended life in this world and the world to come. You give a yudal, baby, smell shulchanechem. Throw your bread on the first surface of the water. Keep rubbing the center because eventually you'll find it. You'll You're going to find tzedakah to add to your good. Which you're going to have extended days both in this world and the world to come. Tezvav, Evi Samech, we'll have Simcha here. Matana Shenasratim Tov Beisecha, in a gift that you gave out of your house. Ve'shichpeh mimcha af, in order to remove anger from upon you. Shemar Matam B'Seiser says, gift given in secret. Yichpeh af will suppress anger. V'shocha b'chek, and bribes given in the lap. Chama azah will remove heavy anger. Tez vav, every smeach shlema says tzedakah she'er no saying lo b'tor tzedakah rakdos matana. Interesting. Now this we're gonna warm it up here or something. So tzedakah is best given not as tzedakah but as matana. Because no saying adam chashuv. Not some is matana, but when somebody who gives to an adam chashuv, and it says in Messiah's Kedushin, somebody gives to adam chashuv, it's more of an hana for the person who gives and for the person who receives, because there's a privilege of being able to give something to somebody who is distinguished, who nonetheless accepts it from him. There's the concept of kiddushin based on Adam Chashuv, right? That the woman gets hana for the fact that a man accepts a present from her. So you should not feel bad when you give it to him. You should rejoice and get pleasure on the son of giving. And also only not give in public, give in private. That's to be happy. Your heart should not feel bad. In the gift you gave, matana, because it's a gift, like the Adam Chashem. It's not your, shouldn't be seen as your graciousness and your kindness, but rather as a special favor. You can give a gift to this poor person. We talk base should be from within your house, low for non-public. If that, because you give it that full degree, that level, that perfection, then yichpeh mincha af, it will suppress from you anger. The anger, it's going to be afraid and fearful from you. If you're kafuf negdech, it will be submissive towards you. Kol hava ma'amar tok beischa. What does it mean tok beischa? Ma'amar chazal b'mar ukva. When Chazal said b'mar ukva, Damali Devisu, his wife said, Ana makarva haneasa. Her feels were answered first, or she wasn't burnt when they went into the oven. I think that was what happened. His legs got burned, not hers, because I give pleasure or benefit to the Yoni much more quickly. Shanina saying, "Lo pas afiyot b'toch." I give him hot bread from within my house, whereas you can only give him money. Tes Zayin. Imanat atzchon edvar mitzvah malachat maves yekad mecha. Oh, okay. If you refrain from doing a mitzvah, the malachat maves is out to get you. Says there Chaim Tes Zayin. Imanat b'chulei shleimus on the perfection of man is yosir sumeira, to remove himself from evil. Shlei avora mashu zar, not to violate that which is warned not to do. They also say tov, and to do good. Vasiyas mitzvah. Do a mitzvahs. In terms of refraining from doing bad. Well, even you weren't created, you still would not do bad things. But in terms of doing good, if you weren't created, you wouldn't be in the world of action. To do that which is good in practice. But when you're created in this world of practice, before, then you're already prepared or designed to do mitzvah in practice. So the primary creation of man is supposed to do the mitzvah in practice. Okay, manat that's going to do mitzvah basiyas, mitzvah before tov. Therefore, if you're even if you're this guy, I like this. Even if you're sur merat, complete sur merat. If you're not going to do asay tov, what good is it for you in this world? To do sumerat, you can be in oilam emes. There's no right to be done. But to do asay tov, that's yofish achas b'shuva ma'asim tovim. That's what he's saying here. I don't know where that's because that's chazal. If you could refrain from doing the mitzvah actively, then kamucha must be out to get you. Because mitzvah. What's when you're alive if you're not doing an activity, a mitzvah? That's a nice shot. brings down the Marcus Chaim 7 psukim here. I don't think that they're going to add anything to us. Yeah, not important for us right now. Okay, in pizarta raglecha ala niva ala mitzvah, if you scattered your legs on a poor person and on a mitzvah, these kind of malecha, they'll be fulfilled upon you. Baruch atov alecha, baruch atov b'tzeisecha, your blessing, you're coming and going. In pizarta raglecha ala niva ala shlach devar mitzvah, tchunas apisur, yosem achiyuv. Says, what does it mean to scatter? It means you did more than you have to. Because pizur, the occasion of scattering is pizur yosem amida. When he scatters more than the normal amounts, normal extent. Nemar Allah Baruch Atah B'Voecha. What does it mean? Sharos Baruch Morel Tosefes Tabios Mechiv. You get more bracha. More bracha means more than what it is obligated. Zeh HaPizur Amidas Achiv Sh'Ani VaMitzvah. So Mida K'neged Mida. If you're mefazer yourself, you get a pizur. You scatter yourself, you get a scattering of good. You give more than you. You get more, you get more, which is very nice. Yeah. There's always time here, but it's not good, I think, for us. If you will safeguard your mouth, take life, you're going to be in peace. But if you're going to be raised for the people who are great in use of Chata Bali De Baheres, and eventually come to a Tzaras. Okay. Shem Yudches. Shmarta. Mamal Pegdal Isa. Picha Shlo Siper Lashon Hara. Your mouth didn't say Lashon Hara. A love. Concerning another person. Yargo Ko Balei Miriva. All of your adversaries will be killed. Masha Shel Balei Miriva sounds like it's going to have adversaries who actually are good, but they're going to be killed. He's not telling Lashon Hara. It sounds like there's going to be peace and no arguments at all. No adversaries. Perhaps at two levels. Two separate levels. Your mouth doesn't tell Lashon Hara. It's not that you make strategies to liberally avoid Lashon Hara. You don't tell Lashon Hara, which causes strife and divisiveness. Since you didn't try to incite strife, you're not going to be attacked by strife, even though there are people who strive against you. Kanakamana here means you set up strategies. To set up boundaries for every. I'm saying the value that Lashon so if you just refrain, so your enemies will be curtailed. But if you take initiatives, then there'll be no enemies that will rouse themselves at all. The fight, may be peace your entire life. It's a very nice shot. You test, you may Azta, if you're brazen, before and Yambasi free, this is the language of, I guess, his own sefer. He means Mauzia Melshal Iskavin Gdula Bishul Kovad Atzmo. Uzio, who took himself to the Kohen Gadol. And he didn't do it for his own honor, but he did it for Kodesh Baruch Hu. Nevertheless, he was a king. It was not supposed to be a Kohen. He was God Saras. And it was Shul Kovad. That's why. It was Shul Kovad for the honor of Hashem. Kachnena, she was punished. Nemar Batzaraz Zorcha Mitzvah. The Tzaraz grew on his forehead. Somebody who does want to take greatness, not for his for Hashem. I was come much more, so he gets a ras. Miriam, she said, if Miriam, she didn't have in mind to speak negative about her brother. Nor to speak positively. She wasn't and didn't have in mind to diminish Moshe Rabbeinu's capacity of children, but to add to his capacity. She did it in private. So all these things, she had good intentions, she didn't have bad intentions. She did it in a private setting. She was punished. chaver l'gnai, so he wants to speak negatively about his friend, not for praise. My piruvu, and to diminish to have capacity of children, I guess, to cause divorce. Beino bein acherim alachas kama v'kama. He does it in public. How much more so is he going to get this saras, just like Miriam did? Yon shnei hakav ulefi sheyesh bein ha'oz daber neged gadol. The two kavachomers. What are the two? The two he just made himself, I guess. The two types of people who speak out against their people who are greater than themselves. One does it for his own self-aggrandizement. To take down the other person. Because this what he does is inappropriate. So he thought he was doing his own self-aggrandizement. But it's a good thing because it was the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu too. Miriam is because she didn't like what Moshe was doing. She was taking down Moshe. Nevertheless, so here the pshat is, you may ask even though you didn't have mind for your own greatness, but rather you wanted to straighten out that gadol. It's considered to be brazenness. To think wrongly about the gadol. The person is greater than you. Eventually, you're going to come, therefore, to Saras. Okay. Okay, I think we'll stop here for today.